Okay, so you're thinking about going electric with your next car,
Yeah.
but those new car prices are, well, they're giving you sticker shock, right?
Right.
Well, get this. You sent us some info about used electric cars in Italy being, well, crazy cheap,
Mm.
like way cheaper than anywhere else.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've got Adorno Nostri's article
Right.
and your friend Calpurnia's notes.
Okay.
And both are saying that Italy is this unexpected used EV hotspot.
Interesting.
Yeah. To help us unpack all this,
Yeah.
we've got our expert here who can, connect the dots and maybe even help you decide if importing a used EV from Italy is something you should actually consider.
Great. So what's really interesting here is that Italy itself isn't exactly embracing electric cars.
Okay.
Nostri's article, it mentions that new EV sales are lagging way behind the rest of Europe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they only make up like 4% of the market share in Italy, compared to 14% in Europe overall.
That's a huge difference. Why are Italians so hesitant about electric cars? I mean, is it just the pasta making them crave gas guzzlers?
I doubt it's the pasta.
Okay.
But Nostri, he points to three main culprits.
Yeah.
The price tag of new EVs, then the lack of charging stations,
Right.
and then also the limited government incentives.
Oh, I see.
So if you kind of combine all that,
Yeah.
it creates sort of a perfect storm for low EV demand.
Yeah.
You know,
Calpurnia, they seem to think that this lack of interest in Italy is actually creating like a golden opportunity for used EV buyers.
Yes.
Are they onto something?
They might be. Yeah.
Okay.
You see, when demand for new cars is low,
Yeah.
the used car market gets flooded, right?
Right.
And prices drop to attract buyers.
Okay, so how much are we talking about here? What kind of deals can you actually find?
So Nostri found some seriously impressive numbers.
Okay.
We're talking 40% depreciation after just 2 years,
Wow.
and up to 70% after 4 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So imagine you could potentially get a 2021 electric car for like a third of its original price.
Wow, that's like finding a designer handbag at a thrift store.
Yeah, exactly.
But hold on, why are these cars depreciating so much? Is there something wrong with them? Are they lemons?
That's a very smart question to ask.
Yeah.
Part of the reason might be that some early EV adopters in Italy,
Yeah.
they're now trading up for newer models with longer ranges or fancier features.
Right.
But there's also, the elephant in the room,
Okay.
battery anxiety.
Yes. The
Yeah.
battery. The big question mark with any electric
Yeah,
car.
great.
Right.
Exactly.
How long will it last?
Yeah.
How much will it cost to replace?
Exactly. And that uncertainty can definitely contribute to faster depreciation, especially in a market where buyers are already hesitant about EVs.
So it sounds like there's potential for some amazing deals,
Yeah.
but also some potential risks to consider.
Right.
Calpurnia seemed pretty optimistic about the long-term cost savings, though. They believe that with lower running costs and the potential for cheaper battery replacements in the future, buying a used EV could actually be, a very smart financial move.
Mm.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Calpurnia raises a valid point.
Yeah.
Electric cars do tend to have lower running costs.
Right.
You're not paying for gas.
Right.
And they generally require less maintenance.
Oh, okay.
And as for battery replacements, it's true that battery technology is advancing rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
The cost of batteries has been steadily decreasing,
Yeah.
and that trend is expected to continue.
So are we saying that buying a used EV in Italy is like betting on the future of battery technology? If battery prices keep dropping, it could be a brilliant move, but if not?
Well, there's always an element of risk in any investment.
Right.
And buying a used car, especially an EV, is no different.
Yeah.
But that's where informed decision-making comes in, right?
Okay.
We need to dig deeper into the specifics of battery technology, how to assess battery health, and what to expect in terms of replacement costs.
And we also need to figure out who's actually buying these used EVs in Italy.
Yeah.
If Italians aren't that interested,
Right.
who's snapping up all these bargains?
Well, Nastri's article reveals a fascinating twist. It's not just individuals buying these cars.
Okay.
It's dealerships,
Okay.
mainly in northern European countries like Denmark and the Netherlands,
Oh, wow.
who are buying them in bulk.
Wait, so they're buying low in Italy
Right.
and then selling higher in their own countries?
Exactly.
That's like a classic case of, what was that word again?
Arbitrage.
Arbitrage.
Yeah, it basically means exploiting price differences in different markets to make a profit.
So there are actually businesses built around this whole Italian used EV phenomenon. That's pretty wild. But it makes me wonder, if dealerships are buying up all these cars to resell,
Mm-hmm.
is there even anything left for regular folks like me?
That's a great question,
Yeah.
and one we'll definitely address later in our deep dive. We'll explore the practicalities of buying a used EV in Italy, the things you need to watch out for,
Right.
and whether it's even feasible to import one to your country.
Sounds like we've got a lot more ground to cover.
Yeah.
But before we move on, there's one thing I keep coming back to.
Okay.
Why are Italian dealerships even bothering to sell EVs if there's no local demand? It seems a bit counterintuitive.
Right, that's where things get even more intriguing.
Okay.
Nostri explains that Italian dealers are sometimes pushing electric car sales, not because they're flying off the lots,
Right.
but because they're trying to meet CO2 emission targets set by the EU.
CO2 emission targets. So there's some kind of environmental regulation at play here. Fill me in. I need the full story.
Absolutely. So in a nutshell, the European Union has imposed strict limits on the average CO2 emissions of new cars sold by each manufacturer.
Okay.
And if they exceed those limits,
Yeah.
they face hefty fines.
So there's a financial incentive for car makers to sell more EVs,
Yeah,
even if they have to practically give them away.
you got it.
Wow.
And that's how government policies,
Yeah.
even those aimed at environmental protection,
Right.
can have these ripple effects on the market.
This is getting more and more fascinating by the minute.
Yeah.
So we've got low demand from Italian buyers,
Right.
high demand from Northern European dealerships,
Mm-hmm.
and a regulatory push from the EU all swirling together to create
Yeah.
this, what's a good word for it?
A whirlwind of opportunity.
Perfect. And we're right in the middle of it.
Exactly.
All right, so we've established that the Italian used EV market is like this bubbling cauldron of intriguing factors.
Yeah.
Local demand,
Yeah.
European dealers swooping in, and EU emissions regulations adding fuel to the fire.
It's a fascinating situation.
But where does that leave you, our listener, who's
Yeah.
thinking about diving into this market?
That's the million-euro question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And to answer it,
Yeah.
we need to kind of shift gears from the why to the how.
Oh.
Let's talk practicalities.
Love it. Let's get down to brass tacks.
Okay.
First things first.
Yeah.
How do you even find these deals?
Right.
Are we talking shady back alleys or reputable dealerships?
Well, don't worry.
Okay.
No shady back alleys required.
Okay, good.
Nostri's article actually mentions several online platforms where you can find used EVs in Italy.
Oh, okay.
Some are Italy-specific,
Right.
but others are European-wide,
Okay.
which might make browsing a bit easier.
So let's say you find a car that catches your eye.
Yeah.
A Fiat 500e, maybe.
Okay.
Just like you were considering.
Right.
What's the next step? Do you just hop on a plane to Italy and kick the tires?
Well, a trip to Italy is never a bad idea.
True.
But before you book those flights,
Yeah.
there are a few crucial things to consider.
Okay.
And this is where Calpurnia's notes offer some really valuable insights.
Okay.
They stress the importance of understanding the long game
Okay.
when it comes to used EVs.
Okay. Break that down for me.
Sure.
What does the long game entail?
It's about being realistic about your needs and expectations. Right? Are you looking for like a short-term runabout
Right.
or a car you plan to keep for a decade or more?
Mm-hmm.
So used EVs, especially those with a few years and kilometers on them,
Yeah.
they're best suited for those who are in it for the long haul.
Makes sense. You're essentially making a bet on the car's longevity and on the future of battery technology.
Exactly.
But Calpurnia seemed pretty confident that battery tech is going to keep improving
Yeah.
and replacement costs are going to keep falling. Do you agree with that assessment?
The trends certainly point in that direction.
Correct.
Battery technology is advancing at a rapid pace,
Yeah.
and economies of scale are driving down production costs, right?
Right.
So it's reasonable to expect that battery replacements will become more affordable over time.
Okay, that's reassuring.
Yeah.
But even if future battery replacements are cheaper, the current battery's health is still a major concern, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
How can our listener make sure they're not buying a used EV with a ticking time bomb under the hood?
Right, exactly.
That's where things get a bit more technical.
Okay.
And here's where knowing a little about specific models can be really helpful.
Okay.
For example, the Fiat 500e, the car you mentioned earlier,
Right.
it's known for having a relatively robust battery pack.
So some models are just better built than others when it comes to battery longevity.
Exactly. And some manufacturers,
Okay.
they offer longer battery warranties.
Right.
which can give you peace of mind.
Yeah.
This is all information you can research online
Right.
before you even contact a seller.
Okay, so research is key.
Yes.
Got it. But let's be honest.
Yeah.
Most of us aren't battery experts. How
Yeah.
can you really know if a used EV battery is in good condition?
That's where a specialized mechanic comes in.
Okay.
Just like you'd get a pre-purchase inspection for any used car.
Right.
It's absolutely crucial to get a professional assessment of the battery health for a used EV.
So we're talking about finding a mechanic in Italy
Yes.
who specializes in electric cars. That sounds tricky.
It might require a bit more effort, but it's essential.
Oh.
Think of it as an investment
Right.
that could save you thousands of euros in the long run.
Yeah.
There are online directories and forums where you can find EV specialists in Italy.
Okay. So we've got our research done.
Right.
We found a car we like,
Yeah.
and we've arranged for a professional inspection.
Great.
What's next? Do we just hand over the cash and drive off into the Italian sunset?
Hold your horses.
Okay.
There are a few more hurdles to clear,
Okay.
especially if you're planning to import the car to another country.
Ah, yes, the import-export conundrum.
Right.
Calpurnia mentioned something about that.
Yeah,
But I must confess, the whole import process seems a bit daunting.
I understand.
Break it down for me.
Okay.
What are the main things to consider?
So, first and foremost,
Okay.
you need to understand the regulations and potential costs.
Right.
In both Italy and your own country.
Okay.
Things like import duties,
Right.
taxes, and vehicle registration requirements,
Mhm.
they can vary significantly.
So it's not as simple as just driving the car across the border.
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
There's paperwork involved
Right.
and potential costs that you need to factor into your budget.
Okay.
And depending on the car's age and emission standards,
Yeah.
it might need modifications
Right.
to comply with regulations in your country.
This is where I start to feel my excitement fizzling a bit.
Yeah.
It all sounds very complicated.
It can be, but it's not insurmountable.
Okay.
There are specialized companies
Okay.
that can handle the import process for you,
Right.
for a fee, of course.
Of course.
It's worth researching those options
Okay.
if you're serious about buying a used EV in Italy.
So to summarize, we're talking research, long-term planning, a
Yes.
specialized inspection,
Right?
and potentially navigating the complexities of importing a car. It's not exactly a walk in the park, but
Yeah, but the potential rewards are significant.
okay.
Imagine yourself cruising down the French Riviera
Yeah.
in a stylish Italian electric car that you scored for a fraction of the price you'd pay back home.
Okay. You've reeled me back in.
Good.
But let's be real.
Yeah.
There are likely downsides to consider too, right?
Of course.
What are some of the potential pitfalls our listeners should be aware of?
One potential issue is the availability of parts
Right.
and qualified mechanics outside of Italy.
Hmm.
So if you're importing a car,
Yeah.
you'll need to make sure you can find someone who can service and repair it
Right.
in your own country.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
You don't want to be stuck with the car. You can't fix
Exactly.
anything else.
Well, there's always the language barrier to consider.
Oh, right.
If you're dealing with sellers and mechanics in Italy,
Yeah.
you'll need to be able to communicate effectively,
Yeah.
either in Italian or with the help of a translator.
So it sounds like patience, persistence, and maybe a phrase book or two
Right.
are essential tools for navigating this market.
Absolutely. And a healthy dose of caution.
Okay.
Remember, we're talking about a significant financial investment here.
Yeah.
So don't rush into anything without doing your due diligence.
Sound advice.
Yeah.
But before we move on to the final part of our deep dive,
Okay.
I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier.
Yeah.
Those CO2 emission targets set by the EU,
Right.
how do they actually work, and how are they impacting the used EV market in Italy?
Great question.
Yeah, so those EU emission targets sound like they're really shaking things up in the Italian car market.
Yeah, definitely a driving force.
So give us the rundown.
Okay.
How are they pushing dealers to sell more electric vehicles?
Well, it all comes down to fines.
Okay,
The EU, they set limits on the average CO2 emissions
right.
from all the new cars the manufacturer sells.
Okay,
And if they go over that limit,
yeah.
they have to pay big fines.
Okay.
We're talking millions of euros.
Ouch, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
So to avoid those penalties, car companies are trying to, pump up their EV sales,
Yeah.
even if it means selling them at a loss.
Exactly. And that's where things get interesting for the used car market.
Okay.
When dealerships are incentivized to move new EVs off their lots,
Yeah.
even at discounted prices, it
Yeah.
creates a ripple effect.
I see.
Those discounted new cars,
Yeah.
they lead to lower prices for used EVs,
Right.
creating some real bargain opportunities.
So it's like those EU regulations are accidentally creating a win-win
Yeah, you could say
for
that.
both the environment and for, savvy used car buyers.
Right.
That's pretty cool. But let's get back to our listener.
Okay.
They're hearing all this and thinking, okay, I'm sold, but where do I even start? What are the first steps they should take if they're seriously considering this?
Well, the first step is research, always.
Oh.
You need to figure out what kind of electric car fits your needs and budget, right?
Right.
Are you looking for a small city car?
Yeah.
Like that Fiat 500e we discussed?
Yeah.
Or something
Yeah.
with more space and range?
Okay.
Do some online browsing, read reviews, get a feel for the models available in Italy.
Calpurnia was really into the idea of looking for used electric cars that are known for their reliable batteries.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Some EV models just have a better track record
Yeah.
when it comes to battery longevity.
Okay.
And a reliable battery is key for peace of mind,
Right.
especially when you're buying used.
So besides researching the car itself,
Yeah.
what else should our listener be thinking about?
Logistics.
Okay.
Logistics. Importing a car from another country,
Yeah.
it's not a spur-of-the-moment decision.
Right.
You need to figure out the paperwork involved, the potential costs, the regulations in both Italy and your own country.
You mentioned import duties and taxes earlier.
Right.
How much are we talking about here? Is it going to eat up all the savings from buying a cheap car in Italy?
That's where things get a bit tricky.
Okay.
The import costs, they depend on a bunch of factors.
Like what?
The car's age, its value, the engine size, and even the country you're importing it to.
Right.
So you'll need to do some research on the specific regulations for your situation.
Sounds like it's time to dust off that calculator and do some serious number crunching.
Exactly. And don't forget to factor in other potential costs, like transportation, insurance,
Okay.
and any modifications that might be needed
Right.
to meet the regulations in your country.
It's starting to feel like this Italian used EV adventure might involve more than just picking a cute car and hitting the road.
There's definitely more to it than meets the eye.
Yeah. What are some of the other challenges our listener might face?
Well, besides the logistical hurdles,
Yeah.
there's also the language barrier to consider.
Oh, right.
If you don't speak Italian,
Yeah.
you might need to rely on a translator
Right.
or find English-speaking sellers and mechanics.
Yeah.
And there's always the risk of encountering unexpected issues, with the car or the paperwork.
Okay, so this is definitely not for the faint of heart.
It takes a bit of courage, yeah.
You need to be prepared to roll up your sleeves and do some serious legwork.
I would say so.
But for those who are willing to put in the effort,
Yeah.
the rewards can be pretty amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
Imagine finding your dream electric car at a fraction of the price you'd pay elsewhere.
It's a real possibility.
That's a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah.
It's like finding a hidden treasure. But before we get too carried away with daydreams of Italian road trips,
Right.
let's bring it back to reality.
Okay.
What are the absolute must-dos for anyone considering this?
Here's the short list. Thorough research
Okay.
on car models and import regulations. Finding a reputable seller.
Right.
Getting a professional inspection from an EV specialist.
Okay.
And factoring in all the potential costs before making any decisions.
Sound advice. It's all about being informed and prepared.
Exactly.
But what about the bigger picture here?
Yeah.
What does this whole Italian used EV phenomenon tell us about the future of electric cars?
It shows that the transition to electric mobility is happening,
Yeah.
but it's not a linear path.
Right.
It's messy, it's influenced by government policies and market forces, and it's creating some unexpected opportunities along the way.
So what's the final takeaway for our listener?
Yeah.
Should they be booking a flight to Italy to hunt for their electric dream car?
That's a decision only they can make.
True.
But this deep dive has hopefully given them the knowledge and tools
Yeah.
to weigh the pros and cons and decide if this adventure is right for them.
It's been an incredible journey exploring this unique market with you. We've covered everything from battery technology and import regulations to the impact of EU emissions targets.
It's been a pleasure.
Who knew used cars in Italy could be so fascinating?
It's a hidden gem of a topic.
It is. And with that, we've reached the end of our deep dive into the Italian used EV market.
Thanks for having me.
We hope you've enjoyed the ride.
I did.
And maybe, just maybe, you'll be inspired to embark on your own electric car adventure.
It could be life-changing.
It really could. Thanks for listening.